Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to do an individual presentation about my husband assignment that I've been working on with my group assignment, which is through our group assignment. We have been given a task that we have to do a visit to company which is manufacturing company, and that we already choose a manufacturing company which is it was Unioto Senior High Company, that company that produce for honey products. And today, uh, my name is Siti Aisyah, which is I will do the presentation for my beloved madam, which is Madam Ain Binti Hirusale. So for my first page of the slide is all about the table of content that I will go through, and I will explain one by one. Which is the first one, I will explain about the steps in identifying halal control points, and then the second one, I would like to explain about the HCP risk management plan summary of your company, which is the company that I've been do a visit, that company which is a Uninoto Senior Mahad company. And then the third one is the outcomes that I have learned after completing HASP N1. So now, as you can see right here, is the third page of my slide, which is all about my simple profile. So again, my name is Siti Aisyah, which is the presenter for the individual presentation, and my ID number is BMH2203 and 011. So now, as you can see right here, this is my fourth slide, which is all about the steps in identifying halal control point. So my first point is listing any possible cross-contamination. So for me, it's easy to identify the halal control point through the people, because people, we can mention it as workers. Workers go to the company, go to the factory every day, and people can bring any disease, or if they don't use the proper PPE, that can be the possible of the cross contamination. Other than that, through the machine that the company use, can be a cross contamination if the machine is not using the right SOP. For example, like the machine have to be clean before and after production, but the workers only do a cleaning part after the production done, and it can be a cross contamination from there. So any part of dirty can affect to the product. And then for my second point, I would like to identify the details of process step. It is because if we don't follow the all the SOP, which is the procedure, it will affect to process step. For example, if the process step we have a like cooling or filling the products, but we don't follow the right step, and then there will be uh, a, a there will be a cross contamination, which is that can be a possible. There will be the flies that can bring disease to the food, to our products. So now let's move on to my fifth page slide, which is I will talk and explain about the HCP risk management plan summary of my company, which is the first HCP that my group assignment have been decided is during the process step, which is during the receiving of raw material and packaging. The critical limits is contents of combine the raw and packaging material with harm things or any cross-contamination occur while receiving, which is basically through the wait, to the lorry, or call it as transportation that the supplier used to send our raw material. That can be a bit possible that transportation have been used for non-halal raw material, like maybe it can be alcohol or uh, pig meat, or else that can be defined as haram things. And then what can be cross contamination during the serving, which is we have three raw material, which is honey, lemon, and water filter. How can it be cross? How can it be more detailed through the visual observation? Same as lemon, means that the halal executive or the quality control of the company can do the visual observation, which is when the halal ramen have been received at the company, both of them have to do a checkup about the raw material. And when they can do it, they can do it every loading, which is when it's the raw material rec- uh, received to the company, they have to do it immediately. Now let's move on to my second halal control point, which is included in the process step, which is storing raw material and packaging material. We have two critical limits, which is we have people and environment. For the people, it's all about the workers wear PPE that are from illegal animal fur, which is animal fur can be a big cross contamination to the products. The fur can fly into the products during the production happen. And then how to monitor them? The workers have to wear the gloves uh, when they do their works, and uh, mm, also the company should provide for the gloves, and they have to wear the glove at the storage area, which is before they touch all the products. And halal executive, also QC and supervisor are been responsible to monitor them. And then for the second part, which is the environment, there are pests that can contaminate and harm raw resource, which is presence of pests such as rats and cockroaches inside the store, which is the company should do a pest control with their own budget or profit, and then because uh, all the pests can be contaminated and can dirty part of the company, they can implement pest control measures to stop pests from reproducing more and affecting production by breeding in raw material storage facilities. At least they can perform twice a month based on their budget, and if there any cultivation for the workers, they have to, especially for the purchaser, needs to ensure that the PPE that bought are not from haram sources. Also for the environment, they have to separate and dispose the raw materials that affected by pests. And then for the verification, uh, uh, for the people part, the company should do the product specification, and the company also have to monitor and follow the pest control schedule. I know is about the third halal control point, which is the weighing and measuring raw materials. For the critical miss, we have two part, which is for the people. The staff do not remove personal belongings, which is staff wear jewelries and accessories that can be possible. All the jewelries can be falling down into the products during the production. And then for the material, the company using raw material that are from haram raws, that can be possible if there are any haram raws such as like alcohol, pig meat or else. And then it can be monitored during the visual observation and during the inspection. And then the person who in charge and responsible for the weighing and measuring still the same person, which is halal executive and QC and supervisor. For the company, the purchaser need to be more alert about the the PPE that they bought for the workers. They have to make sure there is no any PPE that come from the haram sources, and then the purchaser needs to find supply they can supply halal water filter and products. If for product produce, which is the water filter have to not come from the animal bones that are especially from the haram sources. And then the company have to provide for the workers records, and then they have to prepare for the halal certification product for the water filter. Since right now uh, we already have a water filter that have the halal certification. So now let's move on to the halal control point for number 4, which is about the storage of finished good. In their storage, there are pests that can contaminate and haram product produce. Presence of pests such as rats and cockroaches, same as the previous part, which is also the storage. They have to do pest control at least twice a month, and they have to do the pest control schedule records, pest control purchase record, which is how they implement the pest control in their company. And then for the last halal control point, there is about the transportation and distribution. When it comes to transportation distribution, there is mixture of halal and non-halal products in one vehicle. When distribute a product, which is same as during the receiving raw material, is all about the transportation that have been used by a company or by the supplier. Lorries that will be a that will be possible that the lorry can carry halal and haram material together at the same time. So the halal executive have to do the visual observation during the distribution happening, and then they have to make sure There will be separate immediately non-halal products and halal product, and inform to the halal executive and IHC members. They also have been responsible to prepare for the halal certificate product specification, transportation records, and driver accreditation records. Since the transportation also responsible to the driver of the company or for the supplier. So last but not least, the last point of my individual presentation is all about the outcomes that I have learned after completing HAS manual, which is my first point. HAS is one of documentation and record that have to give a lot of commitment, which is basically HAS manual can be defined, or some of company cannot commit with the requirement because it can be have a lot of commitment, responsibility, and also there will be so much profit that the company have to provide. And then the second one, husband or documentation have to prepare SOP for every process flow in that company, which is take a lot of time or a lot of responsibility if there or the high executive doesn't do a proper SOP for every process flow in that company. The company cannot define via halal control points, and they cannot do any possible corrective action for their company, and there will be a big uh, big mistake for the company if they don't do any corrective action because they doesn't know about the halal control points in the company. And then the third one, for to implement the HAS manual, we have to work in a good teamwork to achieve a good result in applying HAS manual. Which is not that easy. There will be a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and a lot of energy to just prepare and maintain the HAS manual in some of the company. And HAS manual cannot be implemented in every company outside of it or inside the Malaysia or outside Malaysia, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of hard work to go for HAS manual. So I think that's all about the HAS manual presentation, which is individual presentation. Like I can only summary all of the work that I've been working on with my group assignment, and then that's the end, and that's all for me. Thank you.